do have a little bit of eye makeup on. I didn't take off. You should do that. Once I powder, it's going to get all in my eyelashes anyway. So just patting it down so that you could get a nice smooth foundation to work with. See if I can, it's kind of hard to see around the edges there. Go up to your hairline, make sure you get it smoothed out towards your hairline. Okay, I think it looks pretty good. All right, so you're going to start out with, as Steve was mentioning, you know, as you age, everything starts to fall. Your collagen in your skin naturally starts to break down, and you start to get sagging. So you're going to look at the different muscles on your face. And I'm going to start with my shadow color. So as I mentioned, there is this contour wheel. If you want to use this a little bit darker brown, it's a nicer color. This color tends to be, which is the character shadow, it's a little more purpley sometimes. So I think you can see the color difference, more chocolatey, like a lighter chocolate. So I think I will try the darker one in this kit. Let's see how that looks. And it's up to you. If you need it to be darker, you can just add a little bit of black to that character shadow color you have. Do we have more of those baby wipes in there? If you don't mind.
That's it.
Thank you. Okay, so take your brush. Thank you.
Same one you used in the exercise.
Yeah.
Your hand, shadow
And like I
color.
said, you can see this nice chisel point, and that's what you want for making nice wrinkles. Okay, so load it up and get it in your brush, and then I just wipe it out a little bit. And I'm always wiping so I keep that chisel point. So first thing I do is start at the top, and you want to find your wrinkles. You guys all have really nice skin, so you probably don't have any wrinkles on your forehead. But you can screw your face up like that and just kind of find them. Okay, so I'm going to draw them in. Now middle age is like 55 plus. So you don't want to do like a whole lot of wrinkles. I'm going to do maybe 3 of them. So can you guys see that? I'm going to look in the mirror because it's easier for me.
And that's the shadow.
So this is a shadow color, right? And correct, I am starting with that first. Just laying, as you go off to the end, you want to taper the shadow, I mean the wrinkle, because you don't want it to be like a really thick line. Let me draw that one again. Okay. Taper the ends of it. All right, so that's just the forehead wrinkles. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go down the nose, just like you guys are going to do today, the same thing. You're not going to do aging today, but you will be doing a shadow along your nose. You can do both sides here. And I'm going to just run it as close to the center of my nose as possible. Okay, and then in this corner area, I'm going to make a kind of on an angle so that you create that sagging look. Okay, get some more of this in there. Can you see that? So it kind of goes downward. Got to create that illusion that everything is kind of sagging down. It's a little dark there. Okay. So it's going to look like that coming down on an angle. Kind of end up there. Fill it in. Thing is, if you look at your skull, and I know you kind of had one of those pages open about the human skull, everything starts to shrink up and you become more skull-like. You start to see the skull, like your eyes become more sunken in, and you start to reveal the underneath structure of your face a little bit more. I think I'm going to tone that down just a little bit. So that's why it's important to study the human skull, so you can really effectively do aging. And aging isn't just used for creating somebody that's older. You're also using it when people get, for instance, if you were in a concentration camp and, you know, you're losing all that weight and all you see. If you ever look at the people from, you know, World War II, they look like skeletons, but they also look really aged. So under your eye, you've got, you know, the bags. And I'm going to go like kind of halfway with it as opposed to all the way under. For old age, we'll go all the way and get seeing more of the skull. So maybe I'm a little dark there, but okay. So the next thing is moving down. So we did the eyes, the nose. This is your nasolabial fold, that thing right here, or you might call it a smile line, right? So you want to create that. That really gives you age. So I start at the nose, start up here, and then work your way down toward your lips. And you want that to taper off as well. So start in the corner, and as you draw it, you want to press down harder, and as you come down to taper it off, you want to pick up on your brush, and that'll give you a nice thin line at the bottom. Okay, so let's fix this a little bit. There. Come back and blend all that. All right, how about your cheek shadow? It's going to be falling down a little bit. So instead of being nice and straight, I'm going to kind of bring it so that it's on an angle a little bit, so that you get a little bit of sagging. Now, if you guys, for your research, want to do, you know, your parents, maybe they're that age, or your grandparents, maybe, by all means, bring their picture in. You can use that as research.
Yeah, you wind up looking like them. That's called genetics.
Exactly. I mean, the only thing you can change is, you know, your lifestyle, what you eat, what you do, and, you know, you may age like them, or you can improve how you age. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit here. Anybody know what this is called? This little triangle.
It's below your nose, above your lips. All mammals
Anybody know?
have that. Anybody knows what it's called?
It's the philtrum.
Philtrum.
Philtrum, believe it or not. Okay, let's see. We could do just a little here, I guess. You want to differentiate between middle age and old age. So I'm going to do a little bit of sagging here. Sagging gel. I'm going to look at my poster for a second. Okay. Yeah, let's make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Just a little bit of sagging there. Definitely start to get a little bit of that. And then your neck, you know, again, if you can't find your wrinkles, just screw your neck up. Or just draw them on. That's okay. Use your artistic license. Because sometimes your real wrinkles look weird. And I know that sounds odd, but sometimes they just don't look right. So you can certainly draw them in, make them look good. Okay, so this is way too high, this shadow there. I'm gonna bring that down, blend it down a little. You might want to do, I mean, if you want, you could do a little, you know, of a wrinkle there, but I am going to do a little bit of crow's feet because you do start to get them. Forgot to do that while I was up there. Smile lines, crow's feet, whatever you want to call it. All right, so now I'm going to go back with my highlight color, which again is in the kit. It's the ultralight. And the coloring is a little off. I mean, this, from the lighting, it's not quite that bright as it's showing on camera. But anyway, so I scrape some of that out. I'm going to put it on my hand. Use my hand as a palette. I'm taking a clean brush, same chisel point brush, loading it up, getting it nice and flat. And now I'm going to apply that over top of these wrinkles. And let me see there. Keep cleaning your brush out as you go, because as you're applying this, as I said last week, you're going to be picking up foundation as you go. So, well, can you see that? I can't even see it on there. Okay, there we go. All right, so I'm going to put some highlight here to create that sagging eye lid. It's not an eyelid, it's your eyebrow, really. And let's do highlight down the middle here. Keep cleaning your brush out every time. Okay, so here we are with the this eye bag. You're going to do highlight, leave a little bit of space between the shadow and the highlight. So this, if you think about, is the curved surface that you guys just did an exercise with. That's that cylinder. Okay, so we want to leave a little bit of space there. Then, right next to the shadow, I'm going to put a highlight. That's that hard surface. That is the cube you did. So that's why that shadow goes right, the highlight goes right next to the shadow. You see that? I know it looks weird now, but once I blend it, it's going to look like, wow, that's cool. Yeah, and so that gets blended away from the shadow. Same thing on your nasolabial fold. Leave a little bit of a space in between. See that space in between those two? Then I'm going to do the highlight right next to the shadow. Right here. Blend it away from it. Okay. Do a little bit of highlight on the side of the philtrum. And here we go with the highlights here. Again, leave a little bit of a space. Keep cleaning your brush in between. Look like war paint, but that's, it's gonna look until we blend everything. Gonna highlight these, the sagging here. Basically, anywhere you put a shadow, you should have a highlight. Highlight over the wrinkles on your neck. You really see the difference between where I have foundation and where I don't. See that difference? It's freckliness. Why you need makeup. At least I need makeup. Okay, so right here, I'm going to put a little bit of a highlight. That's, again, that hard surface. Okay, so did I miss anything? Oh, yeah, right here. Put a highlight on your crow's feet. Okay, so let's blend. Clean out your brush, both brushes, and start blending. Use your brush as a blending tool. Now, in your book, there's a whole chapter about highlights and shadows. It's a really good chapter. It shows you how to really blend and creating these wrinkles. And it does take some time. I'm not going to spend, the half an hour that, or an hour, whatever you guys will be doing, but really blending these highlights and shadows. And again, you can take your sponge, we just want to soften it up a little bit. Okay. I'm wiping my brush out continually. I think I put a little bit of a highlight there so that the highlight really makes the shadow come out. It really pops it. Okay. If you feel like you blend too much, like I just went over that, you can go back and just put a little thin line in there to really bring it out. Okay. God bless you. All right, so blending around the eyes here. So let's do this part. You blend down, and then you blend this one away. That's that hard edge. And then you take your shadow brush and you blend up. So you're going to create this rounded surface. But see how much that really pops out now? It's pretty cool. Let's blend these wrinkles. That's the one thing we want to keep as a line. Like I said, you don't really want lines on your face, but it's okay to have a line like this because that's a wrinkle. You know, and that you do have those kind of lines on your face. Blend this down. Your sponge. Yeah, that's what I need. Kind of soft. I need to soften up that edge a little bit. It's a little harsh. And I'm blending this shadow down. You guys are going to do the same kind of shadow on your nose today. Right? Clean that out. Soften it up a little bit. All right, nasolabial fold. I'm blending up, like toward my eye. Just little tiny strokes. That's all you need to do. And then the highlight gets blended down. Basically, you're blending the highlight in the same direction, both of them. So you're blending it that way. You're blending that one that way. But again, see how that creates that, you know, wrinkle that you really don't have on your face. It's kind of cool. It's an illusion. You're creating, you know, something that doesn't exist. But that's what's fun about it. I may have put this shadow up a little too high. I should have started down a little bit lower. That's okay. Okay. Moving along here. Again, I'm going to do this other nasolabial. I'm jumping over to the other side, blending that up. Blending this, whoop. Got to flatten my brush out. Blending down. It's really kind of fun when you start to get into it. Oh, wrong brush. Use my highlight brush instead of my shadow brush. Okay, so I'm going to jump back up here, kind of go working out of order. So again, when you're thinking about your character, what you're going to do for next week for your, you know, middle age, what kind of character are you doing? And if you can think of a more specific person from a play or, you know, movie, whatever you guys like. I had people do like Grey Gardens. Do you guys, have you ever seen that movie? Drew Barrymore, really good aging in that. Like, you know, from when they're really young until they're really old. You want to do something like that, that's cool. If you want to do a cougar, middle-aged cougar or whatever, that's fun. But think of, you know, specific design as possible. Okay, highlight. Now that, I feel like I got to go back and do a little bit more there. A little bit darker edge. Just to get it. See how that just brings it out a little bit more? Get a little bit darker. This is, you know, the kind of thing where you can really make something really muddy, you know? So you got to just really keep working cleanly as you're going. I'm going to add a little bit darker color there too. I'm almost done. How are we doing time-wise? Okay. I want to give you guys enough time to get your makeup. Yeah, I mean, aging is something you're going to use a lot in whatever you do production-wise. And like Fiddler on the Roof, Steve was showing you, we had like 20 minutes per kid. I mean, that was it. And we had to do beards on them, too. So, it's not something that, I mean, for me, I feel like you really need the time to do it. Getting old. All right, moving down. So we did the nose and labial folds. We did that. Do a little bit of this chin area. And now this, you want to create this rounded jawline, you know what I mean? So that you can really, you're creating a sag. So kind of the same thing we did under the eyes, really. That's the same technique you're going to use there. Bringing the shadow color up. And then blending the highlight down. Now you guys want to go under a little bit. You guys have really nice skin and you're very youthful, so kind of really want to get, but see how that like looks like a, you know, jowl already because of the highlights and shadows. Can't see around the edge there. So yeah, look at your, you know, relatives, how they age. Okay. I forgot to do this little part here with my shadow. And remember, your nasolabial folds, like, they should just taper off. Shouldn't really see a thick line like that is. Okay. Do the neck, and then I'll powder. Blending that out. Yeah, like I was saying, do a little bit of highlight here, too. Definitely something you'll use. You're going to use, you know, cuts and bruises. You're going to use aging in theater, straight makeup. Those are the basics that, you know, mostly you're going to use as an actor. Any other special stuff doesn't always come up.
We did this old aging in Lent when Mimi, the drug addict, was getting sicker.
Oh,
and sicker,
right. Exactly.
Know?
Yes.
Good example.
That's a good example, like somebody that's got AIDS or cancer or
Is addicted to something.
yeah, and you start losing the same kind of collagen and fat in your face. Okay, looks pretty good. Did I miss anything? Okay, how can you really add aging quickly to somebody without putting makeup on? Anybody? Nobody?
The quickest way.
A really
to
quick
add
way,
aging.
just to,
What's the quickest
Adina?
way?
Without putting makeup on?
yeah,
Uh,
without makeup. Not on your face. What could you do? Lighting, that's good. I was thinking hair color, you know, some white, put white in the temples. It just makes you look older, you know, even if you have, you know, really youthful skin. Sometimes that's all you have time for. I mean, there's shows where the director's like, I want to age these people 20 years and we have 2 minutes. They're off stage. I'm like, I can't do, you know, middle age or old age makeup that quickly. Said I can spray some, you know, white in their hair. Okay, that's it. That's all you get. That's all we have time for, you know? It's the reality of the situation. So sometimes that's all you can do. And that's the way you have to think. And sometimes you just have to tell directors, no, that's not going to happen. No time for it. Unless you want to have a different actor in there or whatever. Okay, I think of it when too many. And that's the thing, when you're doing your design, sometimes, like I said, it doesn't look right because for whatever reason I have way too many wrinkles on my face. It's okay to just modify your design and make it look right. Because, when you come out on stage, the audience should know exactly who you are, how old you are by, not only your costume, but your makeup as well. So when you're designing, you want to simplify things. I like threes. It's just a thing in design. And in comedy, the principle of threes works. I've got 3 wrinkles. It just is, pleasing to the eye for some reason. In any kind, you guys have learned about that, right? Threes, the Trinity, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think I'm ready to powder. Last look before I powder. I think I need to blend that nose shadow a little bit more on the side. Blend that. Kind of smooth it out a little bit. Okay. Lips, you should do a lip color, so let me do one really quickly. I'm just going to use this contour wheel. There's kind of a basic pinkish color I'm going to use. And I'm going to take another brush that I have here and I'm not going to line my lips. I'm just going to fill them in pretty close to my lip color. Now, if you want to go and do like a beauty makeup over this, that's great. I would do this makeup first, and then I'd come back and add on whatever you want to do. If you want to do your cougar-esque makeup on top.
Like blue eyeshadow and red lips?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Many people wear blue eyeshadow anymore, but it's back in, isn't it? Blue eyeshadow color. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. So there's that. Good. And just fix that up there. All right, so I'm ready to powder, I think. It looks stronger on there than where I'm looking in the mirror, but all right, remember, cover your makeup, right? Cover your lids up because you're going to get powder in your makeup. We don't want that. Okay? And I'm going to clean my hands up. I just take my stick and scrape all the makeup off. That way, fast cleanup. And baby wipes. Clean your hand up with your baby wipes. Because when you go to powder, you don't want to transfer any makeup onto your powder sock because that would be bad and it would get really messy. And we want to keep our socks clean. So, okay. I'm going to move over to here so you guys can see me powder. But we will be powdering in the showers from now on. Maybe I should go in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
We don't have that many people.